Hey, what is up guys? It's your boy Speed here, and today we're going to be looking at Whisper's Primal Beast. Basically, this guy, he's on the new EG. So this is EG against Wildcard. This is part of the BTS Pro Series Season 13. But he goes a weird build on Primal Beast this game. I've never seen this build a single time. Starting items, very straightforward, into boots, but he rushes mana boots. Very unheard of. This is a hero that almost always rushes wand, phase boots, buys maybe a windlace to amp up the trample. You never see something like a mana boots rush. That is practically unheard of. And it's so odd because then he goes back for Bracer, I guess it's for slot purposes, which is reasonable, into Windlace, finishing up the wand, once again not really for slot purposes, the wand is good, then into a Lotus Orb. So we're going to look at the game and why he would buy a Lotus Orb this game. And then from there as well, into Blink Dagger. No BKB. No BKB. So we're going to look at why he does that, take some guesses, and hopefully educate you guys on some really interesting Primal Beast gameplay, and let's get into it. Also, I want to tell you guys that if you've been struggling with solo queue and you're looking to get to the next rank, I'm going to be able to help you. Like, literally, with the Game Leap website, I'm going to give you guys guides that are going to make it unbelievably clear on what you need to do. So if you've been stuck in the solo queue grind, you don't know what to do, and you want to become absolutely broken, but like actually, you want to become much better at Dota, and you want to take it more seriously, the Game Leap website is going to help you do that. So click the link down below. I'm going to help you get to the next rank, and I'll see you there. One thing I would also like to briefly cover as well is that he did get counterpicked this game with a Lifestealer, so just keep that in mind, right? Obviously, he did get counterpicked this game. His lane is not extremely good, and so that might influence his items a bit too. If you're wondering exactly what he got counterpicked by, he's against a Lifestealer in lane, which is a pretty classic or very straightforward counter to Primal Beast. You can rage when he tramples, you can slow him when he tramples, and he's a strength hero with high HP, so Feast gives you more health and does more damage. So one thing I found interesting about this game as we quickly look at the laning stage is he went for Uproar at level 1. Most Primal Beasts for quite a while now are not going Uproar at level 1. It's very uncommon. It used to be the most standard build because I gave 10 damage at level 1, and then every single time you got a stack, actually that stayed the same. So the bonus damage per stack has stayed the same. But the base bonus damage used to be 4 higher, which was quite significant. They nerfed that obviously, right? And so from there, people kind of stopped taking it, but Whisper goes for it here. And I really like that because he understands that this isn't going to be a kill lane early on. This is a lane where the Lifestealer wants to click you off cooldown, the Lifestealer wants to auto you and then auto you again and keep clicking you until you're low HP. So the Uproar is fantastic for that. On top of that, you can generally ignore Lifestealer in the early levels, except you can't really kill him, so you can ignore him in a weird way. You can just play for CS, and so that's obviously what he's doing here, just primarily playing for CS. And his Monkey King is giving him all the XP. With some creep aggro here and there, he's going to be able to pull the wave back. And one thing that's really fascinating to me as well is that he doesn't even try to contest the range creeps at all. Right? Usually you would expect players to commit some sort of spell here, whether or not it's skilling up the Q, maybe taking 2 points in the trample here, and looking to walk up and get the range creep. But I think how he sees it is, if he does that in this lane against the Lifestealer, he'll take a significant amount of his HP, and he doesn't want to trade those resources. Because, trust me, Whisper isn't just forgetting. I assure you, he's not just forgetting about the range creep. He's actively not going for it, and even contesting the range creep here, almost getting the deny. Wow, Lifestealer's attack speed is so high. But yeah, pretty cool. I didn't expect him to play like that, but he's just pulling aggro, and then pulling aggro, and pulling aggro. The first time he actually contests Lifestealer is here, going for a deny. It does take 100 damage, so you can kind of see the gist of why you wouldn't necessarily want to contest the creeps against Lifestealer. Does go for this one because it's close to his tower, but overall safe gameplay, good CS, and this is going to allow him to have a solid game against what could potentially be a hard lane by not pushing the wave and essentially letting it push into him. So pretty cool, especially when you're in a counter matchup to conserve your health. And particularly what I love from EG here is they understand that the Monkey King's levels are not important. What's particularly important is that Primal Beast can hit level 4, so he can have 2 points in trample and 1 point in the onslaught. And eventually they get to this timing, right? They get to this timing, Whisper now gets his mana boots, which is good, right? You can obviously spam his abilities now. It's quite nice. And he shifts over and kills the Hoodwink. I just love this play because Matthew is getting chased down by the Hoodwink and he understands, okay, I hit my level 4. But what's particularly special is I feel like this was very intentional. right? They have been sapping practically no levels from the Primal Beast, because Monkey King's early levels, they're fine, they're useful, but not nearly as much as the Primals. So this early level 4, and trust me, this is a very early level 4, at minute 440 in a counter matchup, allows him to get the kill. And with the help of the mana boots and a little bit of CM Aura, he's never really going to have major mana problems, even dragging the wave here. Does he block the small camp? Even opting to block the small camp. So really just playing to dodge this lifestealer. And yes, he only has 17 CS in minute 5, but after this creep wave and with the kill, his net worth is definitely solid. Only 300 gold behind the lifestealer, not too bad. One cool thing he does as well is after he connects the wave here at minute 5, he actively tramples it down. This is definitely not the standard play here. Typically you would static the wave and try to deny the wave, but he doesn't do that. He shoves it in, and let's actually see the impact of that. So the first thing to note is that he can contest the remainder of these creeps, at least get the deny XP at worst. On top of that, Lifestealer recognizes that this is happening a little bit too late, and now this wave is going to start dying to the tower. So it's pretty funny. It's even going to allow Whisper to get the next wave, because Lifestealer is going to have to push this in and then panic run to the creep wave. He's not going to be able to spend time killing the Primal, or running at Primal, because, well, the Primal's not going to get gone on. Also, unless I'm mistaken, usually can't aggro the wave until it's in between this tree line, but I think past minute 5 you can. Don't quote me on that, I'm actually not certain, but basically this is really awesome, right? Because now he's going to be able to cut the wave, dodge the lifestealer, and just have overall a solid game. So really respectable gameplay. Safe, not doing too much, understanding that he doesn't need to win the lane. And next we're going to see another massive brain play from Whisper here. This is just like really high IQ. So he can't really lane the lifestealer, right? Horrible matchup, we've said it a million times. So what does he do? He clears up the remainder of this large camp. He sees that the clock is 7:58, and if I hold alt here, you're going to see the creep camp. He intentionally, very intentionally, because he could have ran out of the camp, very intentionally blocks the camp, and then after blocking the camp, actually opts to eventually roam mid off this X here. He wasn't obviously originally intending to do this, you could tell, because he sort of was walking to the left, but then yeah, he changes his mind. He sees that, okay, they're going on the Kunkka here. This is likely going to result in a mass TP from Wildcard to protect the Quap. And so he assumes that this is going to happen, even though the Quap might have been fine. Oh no, I guess she blinked in because she's not blinking out. But he sees this coming, and it enables him to get off a really nice onslaught here. And then of course, eventually the Pulverize. Nice play from the Tusk overall, saving the Quap. I mean, that's huge. So almost works out. Oh, actually put in work here on the side of Wildcard. So pretty good fight overall, but I just thought that was smart. And it's particularly smart because of what I said earlier. The Lifestealer, he clears the wave and then he's going to go clear the large camp, but it's not there. So nice little play to shut down some of the efficiency from the Lifestealer as well. So one thing that Whisper does as well is he gets pretty active on his Primal Beast. He's definitely not playing this game from the perspective of solo carrying. He does have a Gyro carry, so a very hyper carry, and Kunkka, who is also like somewhat of a carry mid. Kunkka can go either way. Kunkka can be active or like try to semi-carry the game, as he actually does get ganked bottom here, but makes a good response. And you know, it's just overall really, really nice to see when he just doesn't panic. Nothing too crazy here. I'm not going to say, oh, this is an insane play. He just clicked Pulverize on the Tusk, but it's a good play. From there, he'll heal up a bit. Nice to get the kills on the Enigma. Good stuff, right? Really, really nice value play. And then from there, he's just very, very aware. Like, what's awesome about Whisper is, even throughout the game, I haven't shown a lot of the clips of this, but he's constantly checking items and looking around. I mean, this guy's brain is insane, right? It's insane. Like, look, I mean, why does he even check mid here? It's just a Quap. It seems like, to me, he's just checking items. Like, why even look mid? You know what I mean? It doesn't seem like there's a particular reason. He just looks mid, as he actually ends up TPing mid here as well. I don't know if they felt like they could kill the Quap or they just saw this Tusk out of position. I actually don't really know what they were doing here. But yeah, they pick up a free Tusk kill. The Quap actually blinks in. Oh, nice Quap ulti. Otherwise, okay, maybe not. Maybe not a great Quap ulti, actually. That ended up not being so great for the Quap. But yeah, good rotation overall. And he just sees these things, right? He's just one step ahead of the curve. He's like, oh, they're walking up to my mid tower. This Tusk is potentially out of position. I think they were setting up on Quap there and just caught the Tusk instead, but he's just so aware, as his Kunkka is going to shift to the bottom side of the map. And the reason why I kind of like that is the Kunkka lanes really well into this Enigma, right? It's very straightforward why. You one-shot the Eidolons with Tidebringer. Primal Beast can't do that. He can try to onslaught them, but if Enigma sees it coming, he can stun, and then you might even die on the Primal. So I love that they swap up the lane setup here, kind of just having the Primal Beast jungle, right, trampling and onslaughting through the waves. As they eventually bring him back bottom. Maybe he's trying to kill the Enigma here. They're going to find the axe. Is that a kill? Wow, that's a kill. Just great movement. I mean, I don't think I would have made that play. I feel like I would have expected the Enigma to see me or assume that maybe I'm in the area. But no, he makes it anyway. Gets the massive kill. Then TP's top, finds a kill top. And he's mainly responding to the dives. I will admit, I think Wildcard is like way overplaying their hand here. They're just being so aggressive. I'm not exactly sure why. Obviously, I can't see it from their perspective, at least at the moment. But yeah, just great responses. He's just on the ball. Finds the Enigma kill bottom. Lets the Kunkka play the area. Finds the kill. Is efficient. Right farms nearby camps. Coming back bottom now. Are they really hunting this Enigma? No, okay. He gets scouted out. Once he gets scouted out, just farm the creep wave. Has to be a little careful. Enigma is definitely a problem for Primal Beast. The Malefice makes it impossible to really do anything. You can't cast any of your abilities, really. So I like that. But now he gets the Lotus. Why is Lotus good this game? There's a couple things to know. The first one is Snowball from Tusk. You can live initiations from Tusk. The second one is Open Wounds, eventually from Lifestealer with the Shard. You can dispel it, which is actually massive. Then we have Quap Dagger, which is a pretty decent deal. I wouldn't say anything too crazy from Hoodwink. Maybe, can you dispel the break? I'm actually not sure. But the big one here is actually the Malefice from Enigma. Really does shut down your hero in the early game. And what's cool about the Lotus is it gives you armor, which your hero actually does typically lack. Usually you buy phase boots, but that's about it for kind of a lot of the game until you get maybe towards the Shivas. So it helps you with armor. It means you don't have phase boots. I will admit, that is the suspect part of this build. Phase boots is a significant increase on trample damage. However, the mana boots have made it where he hasn't had to buy a single clarity. And honestly, that is really valuable. Because typically when I'm playing Primal, I'm buying 3, 4, 5, 6 clarities just to sustain my mana pool if I'm being active on the map. But with the mana boots, you get a very early Lotus. It's 15 minutes in and he only has 71 CS. He's really not, I mean, he's getting farmed by enabling his teammates, right? He's not like playing a flash farm game by any means. But he gets this really early Lotus and it's going to enable him to play against Enigma. For instance here, clearing these Eidolons would be a risk, but he can just Lotus himself. And you can see he just doesn't care, right? Because he understands that usually that could be somewhat of a setup spell. One tick of the Malefice is just not going to put him in a bad situation most of the time. So he can just play aggressive now and continue to clear these Eidolons. Just doesn't care. Pops the Lotus. And just, yeah, he's just farming up a storm here. Why did he disassemble the Lotus there? Was that unintentional? Oh, you can disassemble them into mana boots. And pop mana boots and then reassemble the item. That's a thing? I feel like I heard about this, but I don't think I've seen it. What the hell? Oh, I guess that's another reason to buy Lotus. Okay. Yeah, he just has infinite mana. Kind of. What the... That's insane, actually, as he kills the Eidolons again. I don't know why he's being fed this many Eidolons, I'm not gonna lie. But, alright, they're gonna find a kill into the Enigma. Black hole comes out. Maybe it's enough. Oh, the TP. He makes it out. They both make it out. Oh my. This is just a beatdown. I mean, this is just an outclass. It's not even like they stomped him out of lanes. It's just good decision after good decision after good decision. It's just everything is working for him. Everything is working for him as they're going to invade the triangle here. Okay, a bit deep. Gets the Lotus off, so definitely somewhat survivable. As he can walk it off, and alright, they can't kill him. He's a little bit too tanky. 1800 HP with 17 armor, more from the Uproar when that comes out. Even gets the Dragon Scale, so really doubling down on armor here. Helps him against the Lifestealer. And he goes for a Blink Dagger, which is also not what you would expect. No BKB. He queues it up eventually, like eventually he's gonna get it, but really isn't prioritizing here. And you can't say like, oh, this is not a game where it's not useful. Of course it's useful. Right? All of Tusk's abilities. You have the Lifestealer Ghoul Frenzy. That's actually a big deal. You have all of Quap's abilities, all of Hoodwink's abilities. I mean, you cannot argue that it's not some useful BKB game. He's just opting not to buy it, playing the initiation role. And what's particularly interesting is I don't even feel like he has to play the Blink Dagger role, yet he's going it anyway. What I mean by that is like, he has a Kunkka and a Monkey King. They have plenty of initiators. He doesn't have to do this. This is him saying, I think this is the best build. As he gets the Blink off, baiting the Tusk in. As they beat down the Tusk. And, oh no. Does he have Rage? Okay, he has Rage. I feel like this is a bit one of those like psycho dives, like taunt dives. He knows he's owning the game. He knows they have not no way to come back. I mean, they're 7k behind, not 14k behind. This game is, it's winnable on the side of Wildcard for sure. Maybe not winnable enough as the Enigma goes down again. As they take him out. As he disassembles the Lotus into Mana Boots. Once again, and with the, I guess the Blink Dagger is just higher tempo. You know what I mean? It's way cheaper than the BKB, so it allows you to just, if you are snowballing this hard, it's an earlier timing to get active, and I have a feeling that has that's most of the reason why he buys it. I mean, I'm not certain, I'm not in his head, but if I had to guess, it's certainly because it just lets you play a little bit faster as they find the Enigma. lets him go on the Hoodwink. I mean, you can just basically go on a hero like Hoodwink, and if you're not by a tree line, you're going to solo killer every time as well. So as they find the Lifestealer, it's good Blink Initiation against the Lifestealer because X combo doesn't work. Maybe that's part of it too. X combo can't kill Lifestealer, or while Blink Pulverize into Ghost Ship Torrent can. So it's kind of an option. It's definitely something as he TPs mid. And yeah, at this point, he's just going to keep playing the middle of the map, right? There's no reason to like really go too far, as I guess they look for a kill top. But he's going to cut the wave just for efficiency's sake, as now they're going to take Roshan, very straightforward. Just clean game, right? Take the Rosh, get that, look into the jungle here. He has to be a bit careful. Obviously, he could die without the BKB. He could get caught in a bushwhack and die, so he needs to be a little bit aware of that. Can't just be some insane psycho who disregards everything happening in the map, but he will blink in here. I think this has a lot to do with the fact that he sees the Hoodwink in the triangle, basically saying, okay, even though I don't have most of my team here, like kind of risk, right? It's not under a tier 1, doesn't have most of his team here, yet he's making the play anyway. So yeah, I think it mostly has to do with the Hoodwink showing, probably assuming that no, this is not the majority of their heroes here. So just take the free Tusk kill. Nice. Just good awareness. I think that's just good map reading. You know the Enigma wants to be farming bottom, getting his BKB. He bought the rock throw. This is the solo kill build. The rock throw is the I want to pick people off in the side lanes, because you hit them with the rock, then you charge forward. He charged forward and he cancels. He didn't have vision. He just assumed the TP comes out. Just nuts, man. He's just so on top of his game. He didn't see that TP. He didn't. This is just a replay bug. He 100%. Yeah, there you go. He can't see that at all. Cancel the TP. My God. Just brutal. Absolutely brutal. Just putting on a show, running them over, putting on a clinic. I mean, as they're going to go high ground here. All right, maybe a bit deep or not. Guess it doesn't matter. Okay. Maybe it was a bit deep. I think, hey, he's Whisper. He's a GOAT. This guy's incredible, but sometimes when you're winning the game, you get a little bit too confident from time to time. That can happen. Does Tusk have Axe? Wait, what the hell was that? Was that a 4-staff? It was a 4-staff. Oh, Monkey King bought a 4-staff too. Wow, double 4-staff. Huh. All right, just so you guys can see how to use the rock throw for a solo kill, as we'll end the video after he gets a solo kill on the Enigma for like the 18th time. Basically, it's very straightforward. You lead with the rock throw, and what that allows you to do is you don't charge your Q right away. Because if you charge your Q right away, they might blink out, they might phase shift. If they're good, they can BKB, they can basically use their defensive options, right? They can use their defensive options and they can get away. But if you rock throw, it doesn't make any noise from the tree line, while the onslaught does. So if you onslaught first, they can hear you coming and react. With the rock throw, they can't. So you want to wait till the rock throw is pretty close. It's a 1.75 second stun. It's pretty long. You'll get your Q off. And so, yeah, you can wait till it connects. And then, he even blinks in. Doesn't go for the onslaught. As the rock throw actually missed, too. So, you should try to hit it. And then generally you follow up with onslaught. He goes for the melee range onslaught here, which it's not as much damage with trample, which is why typically going for onslaught first is better. I actually somewhat disagree with his kill execution there. If he was trying to maximize damage and he knew the rock throw was going to hit, then I disagree. I think once he realized the rock was going to miss, he blinked in to cancel the blink dagger. So from that perspective, it's correct. But all right, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. This guy's incredible as a player. I'm going to make more videos on him in the future for sure. He's a pleasure to watch. His decision making is just incredible. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
And that's all, but remember, before you leave, before you tune out, subscribe to the Game Leap website, where we are going to help you get to the next rank. If you're stuck, click the link down below, and I'm out. Peace.